today it's all about decreasing the stress in our lives. Pardon me, I'm a little bit hoarse today. Day 24. We are streaming live to my Facebook page, Fun on the Farm, and my YouTube channel, Dr. Uchenna Kole-James. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so yet for immediate updates every time we release a new video. So thank you for joining us this evening on this wonderful journey throughout the 30 days of mastering positive change. We have been here every single day in the month of September at 9:30, streaming live through a software Wirecast. Sometimes it streams, sometimes it doesn't, but all the videos are on YouTube, so make sure you check that out. And also put your name and email in the link below so you can download the study guide and follow along on this wonderful journey with me. So thank you for joining us this evening. Let's see who's all here. Who has joined us this evening? Hello, Kishan. Hello, Brother Chu. Hey, Chi. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Emmanuel. Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining me this evening. We are streaming live. So also bring a friend. If you know somebody who needs to hear one of these videos and you have the study guide in front of you, make sure you bring a friend so they can learn some of these topics as well. It's all about how to master positive change in our health, ourselves, and our relationships. So how do we decrease the stress in our relationships? And increased stress causes so many health problems. It causes so much despair, so much depression, that it's important to establish some kind of routine, some kind of habit to decrease the stress in your life, my friends on the farm. So thank you for joining. This is week 4 of Mastering Positive Change, our 4th week. I'm excited. So stress is just when we have a struggle in our lives that we feel that we can't control. It's basically, stress is when the demand on us is more than the supply that we can give. And that's why we feel stressed out. And like I was mentioning, stress has many health implications as well as mood implications. So I'm going to tell you 3 different ways that stress, how stress negatively can affect your body. So number 1, when you're stressed out, so you have a hormone in your body called cortisol, and so when you're stressed, it's your fight and flight hormone. So like in times of stressors, like when we're exposed to a bear or something and we're walking through the woods and a bear jumps out, cortisol is one of the hormones that's released that allows us to get up, run, fight, or flight. I hope we're flighting. I don't think any of us are going to be fighting a bear. But anyway, so cortisol is the hormone that's released in that situation. It's a hormone released when you have stressors. Over time, though, when you have stressors continually present and that cortisol is continually being activated, it causes negative health implications. So health implications such as heart disease, depression, diabetes, weight gain. So all these are important. All these are a response to cortisol being elevated in our blood. So it's important to make sure that we're finding ways or finding mechanisms to cope with these different stressors, so we decrease this cortisol level down in our body so we're not adversely affected, in times of stress. So a couple ways to decrease the cortisol levels in your body. First, watch the videos from week 1. I mean, it was all there, my friends on the farm, talking about ways of for yoga. Yoga helps to decrease your stress. Meditation helps to decrease the stress. Exercises helps to decrease your stress, my friends on the farm. And this is what we all talked about from week 1. So it's important, if you have not watched those videos, go back and check them out. So stress increases cortisol levels. I'm using this software called Wirecast that allows me to put these lower thirds, so I'm having fun with this. I can take out my video and still have my microphone. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's go back to the picture. So Okay, let's see. So stress increases cortisol levels. So the way that you decrease the cortisol levels is by exercise, physical activity, yoga, meditation. And all those videos are in week 1. Another way to decrease your cortisol levels is to get more sleep. According to the National Sleep Foundation, the average adult is supposed to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single evening. And in order to do that, because I mean, it's difficult when we're busy, it's difficult when we have so many activities and when we have so many responsibilities. The way that we're able to establish a wind down period, so this is the period that we stop what we're doing, we have basically turned our minds off as far as work. Now it's to turn our minds on as far as getting ready to go to bed. And that's the wind down period. And what time is that for you? Maybe it takes an hour for you to get ready to wind down. And so establishing this routine day after day becomes a habit. What wind down period are you going to start today so you can get more sleep for the health of your heart, for the health of your brain, for the health of your whole entire body, my friends on the farm? And also avoid caffeine and stimulants 4 hours before going to bed, because that can keep you up at night. So a wind down period can be no technology before going to bed, maybe drinking a nice sleep tea, maybe taking a nice shower, like a hot shower before you're going to bed. When you do these routines day after day, they become habit, and it alerts your body to, okay, now it's time to go to sleep, my friends on the farm. So that's a way to decrease the cortisol levels in your body, and that will help decrease stress. All right, let's see who's here. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Dr. Grace, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, wait, we have a question already. Let's see. Does stress really stop you from losing weight? Thank you, Stephanie. Great question. So stress doesn't stop you from losing weight. It's actually stress increases the cortisol levels, and cortisol makes you want to keep the weight on. So let me show this shot. So stress increases cortisol levels, and cortisol is responsible for you putting on weight. That's why it's important to decrease the stressors in your life, and that will help with weight loss. So if you're always stressed, that fight or flight mechanism is always activated in your body, and that's what causes that weight gain. That's one of the things that cause that weight gain, that elevated, sustained levels of cortisol in your body. That's why it's important to find different ways of coping with stress, and that'll help decrease the cortisol levels, and that'll help you lose weight, so you're not keeping that weight on. Because our bodies, I mean, we have hormones, we have neurotransmitters, we have so many different things going on in our body, and studies have shown that cortisol keeps the weight on. As hard as it is to lose weight, I mean, we got to find every way possible to get that weight off, and one of those is decreasing the stress. Great question. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay. Hey, Jada, how you doing? Hey, Imani, how you doing, fam? Appreciate you. Okay, so let's see. We talked about getting more sleep, and so what wind down period are you going to start before you go to bed? And this also will help to decrease the cortisol levels in your body, my friends on the farm. So another way that stress affects the body. Have you ever heard of a syndrome called toxo-subo cardiomyopathy? You're like, toxo what? Toxo who? This is basically a broken heart syndrome. It is a real thing, and it can happen from having a broken heart. It usually happens when someone has suffered a severe emotional distress. So a loved one has died, or severe emotional trauma, severe anxiety. You can actually die, but not have any kind of pre-existing conditions, not have any pre-existing heart disease. You can die. So that's why it's so important to decrease the amount of stress that you have in your life. And obviously, if you have a sudden death in your family, like a loved one, you can't decrease that stress, but it's all about the way to cope with them. If you have those coping mechanisms already in your arsenal, then it'll allow you to cope with certain traumatic issues that happen to everybody, maybe a little bit more effectively. And I have all those. I'll tell you about those in the course that I'll be coming out with in October later on. So another way that stress affects the body. Stress can affect your productivity and your concentration and affect your medication regimen. People who are more stressed have more decreased non-adherence, meaning they don't take their medication regularly. And this is really important. I mean, of course it's important to me with my pharmaceutical background. I see the implications that medication adherence has on your health. I mean, if you don't take your heart medications as prescribed, you could get a heart attack, you could have a stroke, you could die. So decreasing the stress in your body, it's decreasing your stress in your surroundings, is very, very important. And it's something that we all should try and implement, or if we know someone who is suffering from, a lot of stress right now, we need to see how we can help. And I mean, not taking your medications, there's so many studies that will tell you how hard it is on someone and how difficult and what are the complications from not taking your medications every single day. So it's really important to have a coping mechanism to decrease the stress in your life. Another thing, one of the biggest ways to decrease your stress and your medication non-adherence is developing a strong relationship with your physician and your pharmacist. When you have a strong relationship with the healthcare practitioners, this helps to decrease the stress in your life because you're more informed, you're more educated on your medication regimen. My fundamental belief is that the best patient is an informed and educated patient. And this is what I call patient empowerment. Empowerment is when you understand why the doctor prescribed you those little white tablets or those really big capsules. You understand what that high blood pressure medication is doing in your body. You take it 2 to 3 times a day. So developing a strong relationship with your physician, with your pharmacist is very, very important. And the RX Power Hour will help you do that. So I have a service on my website. I have several services. Make sure you check it out on my website. The RX Power Hour basically is a comprehensive medication review of all your medications. We go through every medication that you're taking, prescription, non-prescription, vitamin and minerals, check for all drug interactions, making sure there's no interactions between any medications that you're taking, including over-the-counter supplements, dietary supplements, inhalers, eye drops, everything. It's a comprehensive review. We create a personal medication record for you, and this is what all physicians want you to take into your doctor's office when you go into your doctor's appointments. You have to have a personal medication record with you, and we create that in this step. And also, we create a medication action plan, and this is basically your health goals. So what are your targets that we're trying to get to? We create that in this step here, and that could be, let's say you're diabetic and your A1C needs to be at this number, depending on your age and what other issues you may have going on. We create action plans, action steps to help you get to your health goals. So check out my website, www.funonthefarm.com, for more information if you want to schedule your RX Power Hour today. The RX Power Hour is actually $99 an hour, but most Medicare and Medicaid, if you're eligible, cover that service. I don't know what's going on in Congress right now with the new healthcare bill. I don't know where it's going to go. I will make sure I let you know about that. And that could change the coverage that we have today. So make sure you schedule your RX Power Hour. It's available today through Medicare and Medicaid. I don't know how it's going to be, let's say, in October. Schedule your RX Power Hour today. And also medication adherence. Medication adherence. So the American Heart Association states that poor medication adherence kills 125,000 Americans every year and costs the healthcare system $300 billion a year, my friends on the farm. That's why it's so important to understand your medication regimen. Talk to your prescribers. Have your list of questions before you even go to your doctor's appointments. Your doctor's appointment, you only have about 15, 20 minutes at every appointment, right, Dr. Grace? Let me know if I don't know if my stream is still going, but we have a doctor on. We got Dr. Juliet on. We thank you guys. You only have a certain amount of time when you go to your physician's appointments. You got to be prepared. The best patient is a informed and educated patient. All right, my friends on the farm. So the number one way to decrease stress about medication adherence is to establish a strong relationship with your physician and your pharmacist. Can you see this? Black mice. So you have to establish a strong relationship with your physician and your pharmacist. Pharmacists are in the unique position of experts in medication management. So that's why I wanted to tell you about that service, the RX Power Hour. Make sure you schedule that today. I'm playing around with this Wirecast software. Okay, my friends on the farm. Let's see if we have any questions. Okay, oops. I need support. I need to watch my own video from day 20. I need someone to help me do these. Check my Facebook page, do my Wirecast streams. Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there one day at a time, right? One day at a time. Okay, takeaways for today. Decrease the stress in your life. Do that by decreasing the cortisol levels in your life. Make sure you watch week 1 videos, meditation, yoga, affirmations, exercise. All these help to decrease the stress in your life. Get more sleep. We got to get more sleep, my friends on the farm. It's so important. We're not getting enough sleep. And I know that a lot of studies, a lot of reviews, they glorify how productive we can be based on 3-4 hours of sleep. And that might work for a day or two, but over time, your body is going to crash and you're going to burn out. Your cortisol levels are going to skyrocket. You're going to have health implications. You got to get more sleep. You got to get more sleep. It's all about how do we plan that time out so we're more productive during the day with the time that we have than trying to cram all that time in where it's affecting our sleep. Got to get more sleep. That helps decrease your cortisol levels. Also, self-love yourself. Try to find coping mechanisms so you don't die from a broken heart. The toxosubo cardiomyopathy. If I'm saying that incorrectly, somebody leave me a comment below. Put your questions below on my Facebook page and I can check it out. I know my stream is a little off right now and I apologize. So, oh, thanks. My Wirecast software is great. Yay! Thanks, Dr. Grace. Appreciate you. Hey, Kishan, how you doing? So make sure you leave your name or a comment below so I can make sure I address all your questions, all your comments. Send me an email, go to my website, send me an email about any kind of questions that you may have with any of the information coming up. Bring a friend, of course, download a study guide so you can follow along on this wonderful journey. This is the last week. We're in week 4. At the end of the week, I will be traveling to San Diego to the High Performance Academy, which is basically, if you have not been, you need to go next year. It's a phenomenal seminar hosted by Brendan Bouchard, high performance coach, that teaches you more about productivity, physiology, and just being a high performer. It's a kick-ass seminar. You need to go if you have not been. Oops. So, download the study guide, subscribe to my YouTube channel, self-love yourself. Until tomorrow, see you then. Bye.